It's been a long time since we have seen the hype for an upcoming draft and the hype for what team gets the number one pick. Ultimately, the team that gets the number one pick is going to draft the young, exciting prodigy, Victor Wembanyama. Now, as a basketball fan, I don't think I've ever seen the hype for a number one draft pick. People are comparing this to the LeBron James era. This could be one of the biggest number one draft picks ever to be seen in the NBA. This man can shoot the three. He can drive. He can attack the paint. He can block shots. He ultimately is a demigod in retrospect. But today what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about what team needs Victor the most. Now, we are closing in on March, and it is seen that teams have definitely gone into tank mode for Victor Wembanyama. The Pistons, the Spurs, the Rockets, Orlando, all teams vying for Victor's services, and it's going to be a hell of a race to see which team can secure that number one draft pick in the draft lottery this year. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about what team I believe needs Victor the most, what team deserves Victor the most, you could also say, but ultimately what team I believe needs Victor Wembanyama the most to save their franchise and also save their superstar who ultimately could leave if nothing is built and nothing is built around him. So sit back, relax. I'd love to know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Victor Wembanyama, what you've seen of his highlights, and also what team you'd love to see Victor go to this year in the draft and in the draft lottery. It's going to be probably the most talked about draft ever, probably since, you could say, LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, Anthony Edwards draft. This man has been put on our TV screens as a rookie. He's playing for France. He's dominating. This man's putting up numbers that we've just not seen before. And today, I'm going to be telling you why the Charlotte Hornets and LaMelo Ball need Victor Wembanyama to save not only the team, but the city. Okay, guys, so as I named some of the teams, the Pistons, the Spurs, the Rockets, Orlando, they are all in the race for Victor, as are the Charlotte Hornets. Now, Charlotte, they do have one superstar, LaMelo Ball. Now, Michael Jordan is the owner of the Charlotte Hornets, and he has been, I'd say, criticized for lack of moves or lack thereof moves. Recently, they signed Gordon Hayward to a 4-year max deal contract. They had everything go wrong with Miles Bridges, who was seen to be LaMelo Ball's running mate. And in the previous few years, it's a 23-42 record, a 33-39 record, and this year a 17-43 record. Charlotte are well and truly in the race for Victor's services, and I truly believe that if he goes to Charlotte, it will save them. In this retrospect, LaMelo Ball, seen as a future star, he's already been an all-star. LaMelo Ball is putting up numbers for the Charlotte Hornets, but I feel like they haven't really been able to build around LaMelo in previous years. They've made some questionable trades, some questionable signings. Gordon Hayward was signed by the Charlotte Hornets, which ultimately don't really know what the thinking was behind that. Gordon Hayward is a solid player, but I feel like this landing or acquisition of Victor would honestly change everything. I feel like it definitely put a structure around LaMelo to want to stay in Charlotte, because I've seen a lot of news, I've seen a lot of rumors. LaMelo Ball could be on the move if nothing is changed, if nothing is fixed, if nothing is set in stone for LaMelo. I mean, what plan is actually put in place for Charlotte? I mean, it doesn't really seem that Michael Jordan has really put or even the GM has put a plan to build around LaMelo. I mean, some of their trades, some of their moves, their signings have been questionable. And this year, it's going to be interesting to see if LaMelo Ball does sign and re-sign with Charlotte, because I'm pretty sure he's eligible for the max deal contract. Now, you add Victor Wembanyama with LaMelo Ball, it's definitely going to create a lot of hype in Charlotte. It's definitely going to bring a lot of eyeballs to Charlotte. I mean, we all already love watching LaMelo Ball. You add a player like Victor Wembanyama to Charlotte, and man, oh man, things get exciting. Now, there definitely will be some growing pains. I feel like they need to move on Gordon Hayward. They need to move on Terry Rozier. Do they move on PJ Washington? They need a clean house, build this team around LaMelo Ball and Victor Wembanyama. And now they definitely still have a chance to get that number one draft pick. Now, a lot of people are saying it's Houston. It's the San Antonio Spurs. Charlotte are going to be right there for this pick. This could ultimately set up LaMelo Ball's future and career. He could definitely team up with Victor Wembanyama. And this definitely, I mean, like I said, does Charlotte deserve Victor? I don't think they deserve him, but I definitely feel like they need him. Now, there is a huge amount of hype around Victor, and rightfully so. He is truly a generational big man. He can do it all. He can shoot the three. He can dribble. I'd love to see LaMelo be paired with a player like this, stretch the floor. Now, like I said, there are going to be growing pains. There was a video released recently of Victor getting dunked on. I'm not expecting Victor to come in and be an MVP, but I'm expecting him to come in with a young point guard in LaMelo, create that chemistry, and man, they could be an absolute force. Now, the Hornets have, like I said, LaMelo Ball is one of the most entertaining players in the NBA. He does not get the shine as much as he could because it's Charlotte. Charlotte is yet to make the playoffs with him, and they don't really receive many televised games. You add Victor to that, Charlotte will be televised, I'm telling you. There is no doubt in my mind that the flashiness of Ball and the uniqueness of Wembanyama would make a dynamic NBA duo. They did have centers like Mason Plumlee and Nick Richards, but man, think of the upgrade if you add Victor Wembanyama. Now, Ball and Wembanyama could be appointed television every game. It would be a huge boost for Charlotte fans, and it might finally give Michael Jordan a playoff team since 2016. I feel like I don't see them making the playoffs in their first year together, but you build a team around those two, and things are exciting. Now, at the moment, the Charlotte Hornets roster definitely needs a lot of work. Like I said, Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, Gordon Hayward. Now, they've got some heavy contracts in Hayward and Rozier, so they're definitely contracts you definitely could move on. They're young players. I mean, can you say their young players are going to be bright? We're not too sure, but I feel like Charlotte definitely need Wembanyama. They don't have the brightest future with their current roster makeup, and I mean, if LaMelo Ball decides to leave, it's going to be an all blow up for the city of Charlotte and Michael Jordan. I'm not too sure what happens there. Now, Wembanyama is going to bring some defense, some rebounding, some block shots, and then you've got LaMelo at the offensive end. It's a match. It's a match made in heaven, I believe, and ultimately, I feel like if Wembanyama isn't to go there and Charlotte don't make a lot of moves, LaMelo Ball could definitely be on the move. And Charlotte, like I said, could definitely be back to where they were a few years ago. And Charlotte fans, let me know in the comment section down below. Would you guys ultimately love this pairing of LaMelo Ball and Victor? Ultimately, this is why I think the Charlotte Hornets need Victor Wembanyama. Victor could definitely outlay a plan for LaMelo to stay in Charlotte and build something around. It also can bring LaMelo a side partner. But what do you guys think in the comment section down below? Do you think that Victor would be a great fit for the Charlotte Hornets? And do you think that Charlotte need him? I'd also love to know in the comment section down below who you guys think need Victor the most. For me personally, it is LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets. And ultimately, I'd love to see Victor go to Charlotte. I wouldn't mind seeing him in Houston as well. I mean, Houston would be a lot of fun with Jalen Green. But Charlotte have been a lack of stars in the last few years. I mean, you had Kemba Walker leave. LaMelo placed that spot. LaMelo's already breaking records for the Charlotte Hornets. You add Victor to that, and that's a dangerous duo to build around for the future. Let me know in the comment section down below who you guys would love to see Victor be drafted by. This isn't really an in-depth look at Victor. It's just what team needs him. So thank you for watching, guys. Stay blessed. I'll see you on the next one. Victor Wembanyama is coming.